Hey everybody, this is Jamie Shaw, and this is the Jamie Shaw Marketing Show. And tonight I got a very cool topic for you. It's how to grow your mindset. I always screw up my introduction. The key to success is growing your mindset. And sorry, I'm a little bit late coming on. I'm building a new fan page, and I'm working on my mini chat bot to get instant replies to when people want to send me a message on my new page. And this new page is going to be all about branding me and my new website. So I'm in the process of building, new fan page that I'm going to build up. I got my mini chat I'm setting up. I'm going to set up a sequence of messages on it. Then I can set up my other fan pages with a sequence of messages, because you can connect them all in mini chat, which is really cool. So it takes some of the heavy lifting out of you when you start marketing online. But tonight, my topic is the key to success is growing your mindset. And what I mean by that, many people think that they're just coming in the online world and they can do a few things that they're told their sponsor may tell them to do or whatever, and they do it, and they work for it for 2 weeks, and every night, as long as they can after work, and 3 or 4 hours, 5, 6 hours a night, for 2 weeks, and at the end of 2 weeks, they don't get any subscribers, any leads, they don't get any sales, and the next week, the third week, they start working on it less and less and less, and by the end of the month, they're not working on their business at all because they're not making any money. Well, they are treating it like a job instead of a business. Business, a job, you want go and work 80 hours and you get paid at the end of 2 weeks. Most jobs. Sometimes it's twice a month, sometimes it's once a week. Just depends on where you work at. My job, I get paid every 2 weeks. But most people have that mindset, and you have to reverse your mindset from an employee to an entrepreneur, because when you work for yourself, you have to go out and do the work. And if you don't get any results in a month, 2 months, 3 months, then you need to pull back and look at what you're doing and see if you're doing it. And we have something in the industry called income producing activities. Are you writing blog posts, or you're syndicating your blog posts, or you're doing videos, or you're doing Facebook Live, or you're doing Instagram, or you're doing Twitter, stuff like that. Income producing activities. Are you doing that stuff? And if you're not doing stuff like that, then you're not going to see any growth. So the first thing you need to do when you come into home business and industry is start developing your mindset. And I started with this book right here, Think and Grow Rich. I've read it twice, probably need to read it a third time, and it's got a lot of good information in here. And it was published in, so this is a smaller version of it, the actual big book I have on my website. Let's see a publishing date in here. This is a revised edition published in 1960. The original version was published by Andrew Carnegie a long time ago. And there's a lot of good secrets and information in here. And there's a thing called, it's like a declaration. You go in, I forgot what it's called. I can look right here in the index and probably tell you what it is, because it's been long since I've done it. And we'll cover some of the chapters right here while we're sitting here. We got the book, and we'll cover the chapters and see what's in this book. Chapter 1 is thoughts or things. Which is totally true. What you think becomes your reality. If you're always thinking negative, then you have negative in your life. If you are thinking positive, then you bring positive in your life. Chapter 2 is desire, the starting point of all achievement. Chapter 1, the main title was The Man Who Thought His Way into a Partnership with Thomas Edison. And that's a really cool chapter, because it talks about a guy who his goal was to work with Thomas Edison, be a partner with Thomas Edison. And he worked his way. He went and worked for Thomas Edison and sold his typewriters when they were first developed, and then he entered into a partnership with Thomas Edison. This chapter 2 is on desire, the starting point of all achievement. You have to have a desire of what you want. What is your desire? You want to retire? You want to make some extra money? You want to live a fancy lifestyle with fast cars and lots of money? What's your desire? Chapter 3 is on faith, visualization, and belief in attainment of desire. So you have to have faith that you're going to achieve those desires. You have to set it in your mindset that I want to achieve something, and then you have to go out and believe that you can have faith that you can achieve that and work for that. Chapter 4 is autosuggestion, the medium of influencing the subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind controls what your daily actions already do. It controls all your programming in your brain. And I have other books that go through that, which I have one that you guys will really like. And it helps you take your mental blocks that keep you from having success and helps you turn them around. And then, tonight there's something special going on too right after my show. So my show's going to be a little bit short tonight because we have something going on. And it's usually the third Thursday of every month, and I've talked about it on here before, but this month our mentor had something else going on, so she's doing it tonight instead. So chapter 5 is specialized knowledge. It's personal experiences, observations. So you have specialized skills in certain areas. Mine is design, which entails a lot of math and science. So I have specialized knowledge in that. And I have another specialty, which is information technology, which is computers and stuff like that. So I have specialized knowledge, and it's through my personal experience and observations. Chapter 6 is imagination, the workshop of the mind. The power of the mind controls everything. Chapter 7 is organized planning, the crystallization of desire into action. So they're teaching you how to take your desires and put it into action. Chapter 8 is decisions, the mastery of procrastination. Chapter 8 teaches you how to go from procrastination to action. It helps you, it gives you tips on making your own decisions and freedom or death on decisions. It's all about decisions, and that's what controls your success, because you hear people talk about a millionaire mindset, or a millionaire mindset when they lose money, they don't think of, or if they're going to invest money, they don't think of it as, oh, I got to spend this money on this to get what I want. They think of it as it's an investment in their business. A person with a broke mindset thinks, oh, it's a bill, I got to pay this money out, and I may not have success. Well, a millionaire looks at an investment in his business. If he invests in his business, he will get more back than what he put in. Chapter 9 is persistence, the sustained effort necessary to include faith. Let me do something here real quick. I just wanted to load up my YouTube channel and see if anybody was on there, because I'm broadcasting on my website, on my Penny Pincher Marketing website, and on YouTube, both. So I want to be able to answer anybody that's in the chat on either one of them. So, hi, Carlene, how are you? Carlene's in the chat. So chapter 10 is power of the mastermind, the driving force. You gain power through the mastermind. And the mastermind is mastering your mind is what helps everything. It's the power of positive emotions. It teaches how to multiply your brain power. And chapter 11 is the mystery of sex transmutation, the relationship of achieving the highly developed sex natures. So we're covering this. So don't think anything because there's a chapter on sex. Chapter 12 is the subconscious mind, collecting the link, because your conscious mind only controls, I mean, it gets like 2,000, or it gets a bunch of information every day. I don't remember what the exact number is, but you can only control, your mind only absorbs, like so many thoughts per day. I don't remember what the numbers were. I'm sure it's in that other book that I'm going to show you here in a minute, but if you can, you're having problems with self-limiting beliefs and stuff, you want to change those self-limiting beliefs, this is a chapter that will help you change them, because you can go into your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind is like a computer. You can erase the bad thought or thing that's holding you back and reprogram it with a new thought, but you can't just do it one time. You got to do it consistently. Chapter 13 is the brain, broadcasting and receiving station for thought. And then chapter 14 is the sixth sense, the door to the temple of wisdom. And then chapter 15 is the six ghosts of fear. It covers the six basic fears: fear of poverty, the most destructive fear, symptoms of fear of poverty, money talks, the fear of criticism, symptoms of the fear of criticism, the fear of ill health, symptoms of fear of ill health, the fear of lost love, and symptoms of the fear of lost love, and a lot of other ones. So that is what it covers. And also in this book, they teach you how to define your major definite purpose. That was what I was doing, and I have that statement around somewhere. So if any of you want it, let me know. Send me a message, and I will send that PDF for you, and you just fill it out, and you recite it to yourself. Put it on, or you put it on your computer. So every time you get on your computer and see it, you put it on your bathroom mirror. So every time you get up in the morning, you're ready to do whatever you're going to do for the day, you see that major definite purpose, and you recite it all the time. So Think and Grow Rich is by Napoleon Hill is one of the good things you can start developing in your mind. The second book I would suggest is Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. This one is Mastering the Inner Game of Wealth, and T. Harv Eker is a very known author, and this book was written way back when too, I'm sure. Wow, and this one's signed. I didn't even realize this was signed. It looked like T. Harv Eker's signature, but I'd have to have it authenticated to know that. I don't see the publication date in here. It was before I was born, I can tell you that. This one was rewritten, probably, I would have to say. Yeah, it was, I don't see it anywhere. But this book's pretty old too, and this book teaches you how to think like a millionaire. That's why it's called Secrets to the Millionaire Mind. Millionaires think differently than we do. Let's all face it, they do think, and I just covered, a good example of that just a minute ago. So I'll go through the table of contents real quick. It's pretty short. It goes through the acknowledgement, then who the heck is T. Harv Eker, and why should I read this book? Part 1's the money blueprint. He goes over a blueprint of money. We all have to have a blueprint on how to make money, and this book helps you lay out a blueprint. Part 2 is the wealth files. It covers 17 ways rich people think and act differently from poor and middle class people. And that's a whole chapter on that, part 2. I've read this book. It's a very good read. I've read Think and Grow Rich too. Actually, all the books I'm going to show you on developing your mindset is going to help you. If you go out and buy them and read them, then they're going to help you. And I have other books here that I can't find right now. They're around the house somewhere. One's Gary Vaynerchuk's Crush It, and it's a really good book too. And I've read it and I cannot find it nowhere. I don't know where I placed it at or where it's at. So the next part is, so what the heck do I do now? And that's, after you cover the 17 ways on how rich people think differently from poor and middle class people. And there's just bonus offer, share the wealth, recommended resources, and other stuff. So yes, this book looks like it's autographed by T. Harv Eker, and I never even noticed that. That might be a fake signature. I don't know. But there's a lot of good principles in here, and it'll help you think. Book number 3, which this one I just got recently, and I'm a slow reader, so it takes me a while to read books and everything, which is not a big deal. I mean, you have to learn at your own pace, and it's not that I learn slow, it's just that I read slow. So this one right here is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. So I got Andrew Carnegie, or Napoleon Hill. He studied Andrew Carnegie, and then this one's written by Dale Carnegie. This is the only book you'll need to lead you to success. And I'm only in about a couple chapters of this book, so I can't really tell you what it all has in it, but it talks about how to win friends and influence people, how to talk to people, how to communicate. And Dale Carnegie has other great books like How to Develop Self-Confidence and Influence People by Public Speaking, How to Enjoy Your Life and Your Job, How to Stop Worrying and Start Living, How to Win Friends and Influence People, which is this book, The Quick and Easy Way to Effective Speaking. They're all really good. This one's really good so far. Like I said, I'm only a couple chapters into it. And like I said, I read slow. I don't read every day. When I sit down to read, I get engrossed in it. And instead of, you're supposed to read like 30 minutes a day. When I get engrossed in it, I'll read a chapter or two. Then I got to put it down. And sometimes I'll go back and read some of the stuff that I've already read because I get engrossed in it, and I got to go back and read stuff and remember what I read. So this one goes through the preface and how this book was written and why, and 9 suggestions how to get the most out of this book. Then part 1 is the fundamental techniques of handling people. I like this first analogy. If you want to gather honey, don't kick over the beehive, which is true. You want to gather people, you want to bring people to you. So part 2 is 6 ways to make people like you. So he discovers technique, he reveals techniques to you on how to get people to like you. And part 3 is how to win people to your way of thinking. It covers secret of Socrates, how to win how you can't win an argument, sure ways of making enemies, and how to avoid it. All kinds of great information. Part 4 is being a leader, how to change people without giving offense or arousing resentment. So there's like 9 other principles in here. Like the 9th principle, making people glad to do what they do. This is another. And then sure, there's some covers Dale Carnegie's courses and other books and experiences applying these principles taught in this book. Then the index. Like I said, this is a very good read so far. I'm not all the way through it, so I can't give a real good testimony on it yet, but there are millions of people have read it around the world, so it's a great book so far. Another one I like to read, I've read, is You Can and You Will by Joel Osteen. Not only is Joel Osteen a motivational speaker, but he's a preacher, and he preaches the Word of God. So he mixes the Word of God with powerful thoughts. You can, you will. It's a powerful thought. He has another book called I Am, which the 2 words I am are the 2 most powerful words in the world. So this book is very uplifting, and it has a lot of good information in it. And I'll cover the table of contents here real quick on it. And and if you listen to the table of contents, you can tell it's covering mindset principles and positive ways of thinking. Dave, if you're not good at reading, go to YouTube, search for the same book in audiobook, and it'll be there in audiobook, and you can listen to the book instead of reading it. So the people that are on here that aren't very good at reading, there's all kinds of audiobooks out there, and a lot of them are on YouTube. I've listened to this one on YouTube, through an audiobook that's recorded and uploaded to YouTube. Think and Grow Rich is the same way. I've listened to it on YouTube while I'm driving. So you can, you will. I'm sure this book's on there too. There's many of them on YouTube. You know, if they're not, then I'm sure there's other sources of audiobooks you can get out there. And there's a lot of people out there that have problems reading, or they can't read very well, or they just don't like to read. So audiobooks is a great alternative to not liking to read or not being able to read. So that's one alternative you have. So the table of contents covers the introduction. Chapter 1 is keep your vision in front of you. And, you know, in home business, we talk about our vision all the time. Chapter 2 is run your own race. And we talk about that. You know, it doesn't matter what people say about you, what people think about you. You have to run your own race. Chapter 3 is expect good things. You're out marketing in the home business industry. You're building relationships with people and stuff like that. You have to expect something good to come out of that conversation, whether it be a friendship, a lead, or sale, whatever. You're there to build a good thing. Chapter 4, have a positive mindset. Positive mindset is the key to your success. If you are sitting around on the TV, watching the news and all the crap going on in the world today, you're putting negative in your mind. If you get up in the morning, listen to the news, read the morning newspaper, you're putting crap in your mind. First thing I do when I get up in the morning, you know, I go through my morning routine, I jump in the truck and I head off to work. First thing I do is put something, either Joel Osteen in, or a Diane Hoffman, a Deep Abyss audio, or other audios. There's tons of motivational mindset stuff on YouTube. Chapter 5 is commit to excellence. When you're out marketing on the internet, commit yourself to a higher standard. Everybody's doing the same thing out there. You want to rise above the crowd, stand out. So if you commit to excellence and do your due diligence by doing it a different way than everybody else is doing it, you'll stand out in the crowd, and you'll be committing to excellence because you're doing it different than everybody else. You know, a lot of you were on Lisa Torres and Diane Hoffman last night on the Wednesday webinar. That's why they're standing out above the crowd, because they do it differently than everybody else in the crowd. That's why they're so successful. Chapter 6, keep growing. Keep growing. You have to be learning all the time, constantly. When you're done with school, you're not done learning. You're constantly learning every day of the rest of your life. If you quit learning, then you're not going to have anything in your life. Chapter 7 is serve others. Dave's put a thing on his website to donate to, I forgot what it was. Let me look real quick. Dave's website here real fast. St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. You know, so by giving away, you know, some of your money, some of your donations, you're serving other people. You know, helping your neighbor out. You know, doing community service, helping out around your town. You know, that's serving others. You're not worried about what you get in return. All you worry about is serving other people. Chapter 8 is stay passionate. You know, I'm kind of passionate tonight because this is stuff that really interests me and really, you know, puts me out there. Allows me to teach you guys, you know, and I really like that. So those are the 8 chapters of You Can, You Will. You know, stay passionate, always light the fire within, and approach life with enthusiasm. That's a great analogy. You know, another great book that I've had is Get Out of Your Own Way. Let me hold it up here real quick. Let's see. Get Out of Your Own Way. It's by Mark Golston, MD, and Bob Goldberg. This is practical lessons for conquering procrastination, fear, envy, obsession, anger, self-pity, compulsion, neediness, guilt, rebellion, interaction. This is a very good read. It has helped me out tremendously because my favorite saying is, I'm the only person that gets in my own way, and I have to get out of my own way, because that's what holds me back a lot of times. I get in my own way. And this book is about overcoming self-defeating behavior. There's 10 things we can learn from self-defeating behavior. I'll go through the chapters here real quick for you, so you know what you're getting with these books. And maybe this is kind of boring to you. I don't know, but this is good information. I'm trying to help you different ways to go out and develop your mindset. I started listening to mindset audios and stuff because I've got a 3-hour round trip a day trip to work. So I started working on my mindset consistently around 2013. I was listening to audios every day, and and I got to the point where over a year ago, I started listening to, I consistently listen to a lot of the same stuff. And then over a year ago, I started listening to different stuff and started taking what I was learning and started going out and teaching it in the mindset stuff. And that's when I started to take off in my business. So the table of contents on this is, the overview is 10 things you can learn from self-defeating behavior. Then introduction, how to beat self-defeat. Chapter 1 is chasing after love and approval from a parent. And that was one area that I had a lot of problem with, because my father told me I'd never amount to anything when I was growing up. So for the longest time, I always seeked his approval in everything I did, because I always thought I wasn't going to amount to anything. And that was a self-limiting belief that I had to overcome and get rid of by reading, doing mindset development and audios, reading these books, listening to them in audiobook, getting in the deep abyss, which I talked about briefly, and I'll talk about here in a little bit. And it has helped me change that belief that it's not true. I believe I am more. I was put here for a bigger purpose, and that I believe that now because I removed that self-limiting belief. Chapter 2 is getting involved with the wrong people. We all do it growing up. We get in with the wrong crowd. We do bad things. We get in trouble. And it covers, being around the wrong people. Chapter 3 is procrastination. We all suffer from procrastinating. Oh, I should write this blog post tonight, but I don't feel like it. You have to change your shoulds into must. I must write this blog post if I want to be successful. I must go out and record this video if I want to be successful. Number 4, expect others to understand how you feel. And a lot of people aren't going to understand how you feel unless you express yourself. And a lot of people aren't very good at expressing themselves to people. They don't know how to tell them what the problem is. They don't know how to relay the message. So they struggle with that. And it's all part of developing your mindset. Waiting till it's too late. You have a fight with your parents when you're young and you don't talk to them for years. If you wait too long to make amends and pick up the conversation with them, and start healing that relationship, one day it may be too late. I have one of my sons that don't talk to me very much because he thinks I lecture him too much. I don't see my granddaughter very much because of it, and it's not because I don't make the attempt, it's because he don't make the attempt. And, someday I may not be here, and it may be too late for him, and he's going to have to live with that all his life. Chapter 6 is getting so angry you make things work. When you get angry, you say things you don't mean. You say and do things that you don't mean, and you can't take them back. Once you say them or do them, you can't take them back. And when you get angry, you lose your power. You give your power away. And, that's something that I learned from Joel Osteen. Listen to him a lot. When you get angry, you get upset, you give away your power. You want to keep control of your power. And Diane Hockman teaches this a lot in the Deep Abyss too, about relinquishing your power. You want to keep control of your power. Dave Renicky, I don't think I've ever seen him upset the whole time I've known him, the two and a half years I've known him. I don't think I've ever seen him get mad. He keeps his power because he don't allow himself to get upset. I'm sure he does, but on camera, around people, I've never seen him get upset. Chapter 7 is saying yes when you want to say no. So you know, you have to learn to say no. You can't always say yes to everything. There's certain positions you put yourself in, and you always say yes. Your friend wants you to go do something you know it's not right, and you say, yeah, I'll go do it, because he's your friend. You don't want to make him mad at you. You have to learn to say no. Chapter 8 is holding a grudge. Holding a grudge, again, is giving away your power, because you're letting the grudge is something that someone did to you uh, hurt your harmonious balance, and it makes you give your power away. So you don't want to be giving your power away. You want to forgive them. Technique I've learned is to write what the problem is in the grudge. Write it all out. Somebody did something to you when you're growing up. Somebody was mean to you. Somebody bullied you. Write it all out. Take it out back and burn it. It'll help lift some of that grudge away. Assuming they don't. Chapter 9 is assuming they don't want anything in return. Don't do something, or if somebody does something for you, don't assume they don't want anything in return. Most people do want something in return. Some people don't expect anything in return. So, oh wow, this has got 26 chapters in it. I didn't realize that. So I got other stuff I want to cover. So that was the first 9 chapters. There's 26 chapters in this book. Actually, there's 40 chapters. They're all short chapters, if I remember right. So that's a brief introduction of what this book is about. But this book is a very good read, and it teaches you how to get out of your own way. It teaches you how to get over some of the problems that hold us back. So, and then before I get to this one right here, I'm going to show you a few more. I'm going to share my screen with you and show you a couple other ones that I've read that I don't know where I put them at. So if you go to my website here, Trump, the Art of the Deal, I have it. I haven't read it yet. Think and Grow Rich. This is the workbook. The 4-Hour Work Week is by Tim Ferriss. It's expanded and updated. He talks about how to, his journey to work a 4-hour work week. And it's a really good read. Covers a lot of great topics, and it's something that you need to read and have in your book library. Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki is an excellent read. He talks about his rich dad and his poor dad. And his rich dad is his best friend's dad, and his poor dad is his real dad. And it goes through the whole book about different things and different experiences each dad has, and what success each one of them has, and then what he does to have success in the book. So it's a very good read. It's been a while since I read it, so I can't remember everything. And same with 4-Hour Work Week. It's been a while since I read it. I said right now I'm reading. I can't talk tonight for some reason. I'm reading How to Win Friends and Influence People. So my focus is on that book. And like I said, it's been over a year since I read these other two. So, and Trump, Art of the Deal, I've never read, but it's on my list to read. But another one I'm reading with How to Win Friends and Influence People is the one you see right here, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. And it's by Dr. Joe Dispenza, which he will be at our company conference in about 3 weeks. And we'll be talking on stage. I've heard him talk on workshop and hangouts many times before. This stuff is very interesting. Oh, I'm still sharing screen. But I got it in PDF and printed out, so it's the same book. And it's got a lot of good stuff in here. I haven't read this one completely either, but I have been reading on it. That's why it takes me so long to read a book, because I have a bad habit of reading 2 books at the same time. I'll read one day, and another day I'll read another one. I'll read a chapter from each one every other day. So, and sometimes I may skip 3 or 4 days. But this one covers a lot of interesting stuff, mindset stuff and blocks and stuff that you have. It covers meditation and stuff like that. You know, like part 1 is the science of you. Part 2 is your brain and the meditation. So he teaches you how to meditate. And, you know, and that's where I'm at. And I've read the first 5 chapters of part 1, and I'm in the brain and meditation. I'm trying to figure out, you know, learn how to meditate, because people say it works. So if it can help remove any more blocks that I have, then I'm all for doing it. And then part 3 is stepping towards your new destiny. Okay, you figured out who you were. You've learned how to reprogram your brain and how to meditate. Now you start stepping towards your new destiny. How to make meditative processes, how to open the door to your creative state, how to prune away habits of being yourself, and dismantle the memory of the old you. And, you know, that's something I can't wait to get in on week 3, how to dismantle my old memory, and then create a new mind for your new future, week 4, and then demonstrating and being transferred, living in your new reality. So, like I said, that's another good read. And I've had this on my shelf for a long time, and I haven't read it. And I picked it up a couple months ago. I started reading it. And like I said, I've been through the first 6 areas. So that is something, those are things that you can do. I mean, like I said, I have Gary Vaynerchuk Crush It around somewhere. It's a really good read. It, you know, what a lot of the stuff that Gary Vaynerchuk teaches comes right out of that book. He's also got Jab, Jab, Right Hook, which I don't own that one. I haven't bought it yet, but it's on my list of books that I need to buy. You know, and that's the thing with educating yourself, educating your mind, and developing your mindset. You need to be doing something all the time about your mindset. You need to be reading books like this. When I get How to Win Friends and Influence People next, I'll probably buy Jab, Jab, Right Hook. I know it's been out for a year. People have already read it, stuff, and I'm behind, which I don't care. I do it at my own pace. And that's what you should be doing too. You should be doing it at your own pace. I'm checking the chat here, make sure there ain't nobody making comments or asking questions. But no, you should be doing it at your own pace. I mean, I may read 3 to 4 books a year because I read so slow. And it's not because I'm not intelligent. It's not because I'm stupid. Little joke there. You know, it's not that I don't read well. It's just I don't comprehend stuff as fast when I read it. So I may read a chapter 2 or 3 times before I comprehend it. If I watch a video, I mean, on something, I can pick it up right now. If I listen to an audio, I can usually listen to it. You know, and I'm the same with audio. I'll listen to audio, the same audio 2 or 3 times. Diane Hockman did a one on the art of storytelling. I think I've listened to it 6 times already. You know, and I'll listen to it probably 6 more times. You know, my travel to work, I want to listen to it continuously until it sinks in. You know, and it's not that it's not sinking in. That's why I listen to it. There's awesome concepts in there about storytelling, and the repetition of listening to it all the time, it helps it sink in. I need to get to a point where I have to stop and sit down at home and listen to it. That way I can take notes. That way I've got my notes on it. But I know a lot of it. I mean, certain audios I'll listen to. I have Tony Robbins, you know, whole two different series, Mastery, or not Money, Master the Game. I can't even remember which ones they are, but it's one's like a 6-disc CD set or DVD set, and the other one's like a 10 or 12 disc set, and you know, it's helping you develop your stuff, your mind and stuff like that. You know, how to find you, and that's what programming your mindset is all about. And doing these daily rituals on how to reprogram your mind, how to think differently. I'll tell you, you know, just by listening to the audios, the books I've been reading and stuff over the last few years, you know, my wife's noticed a change in me. My boss has noticed a change in me. My wife noticed that I don't get angry hardly anymore. I used to really have a short fuse, and I would get mad at the simplest stupid things. You know, somebody heckling me on a Facebook post or something, you know, giving me crap. You know, I would get upset and I'd let them have it. You know, and I don't do that stuff anymore. That's because I've developed my mindset for so long that I know when to hold on to myself. I know not to let go of my power, because if I get angry, I release my power, and I want to keep my power with me. Just check in the chat. And so I want to talk about the deep abyss. If you're really having problems with your mind, you don't know what to do. I mean, you have mental blocks and stuff like that, and you don't know how to fix it. The deep abyss, if you go out and Google what the deep abyss is, it's, the black of the depths of the ocean. Have you ever seen the movie The Deep Abyss? You've seen what the deep abyss is. It's the very depths of the ocean. And what the deep abyss is, it is a mastermind. And our mentor, Diane Hoffman, she takes you by the hand and takes you down in the depths of the deep abyss and teaches you how to think for yourself. And you learn how to think with different concepts that she's learned over the last 20 years and stuff from great mentors like Jim Rohn and his mentors and his mentors before him. And, all the mindset stuff that she's done, she pours into you with these, and she takes you down by the hand, step by step, all the way down in the deep abyss and teaches you how to think for yourself. And when you come up, you know how to think. You know how to remove mental blocks. You know how to challenge people that are standing in your way. And I don't mean challenge them in a fight or anything like that. I mean, when they're talking crap, or you go through her storytelling stuff. You can spot things that you never seen before, and that's all part of developing your mindset. So if you're struggling with mental blocks, there's a button on the side that says Deep Abyss, and if you click on that button, you can join the Deep Abyss. Tonight is our live call. We have a live call one time a month, and what you get by being in the Deep Abyss, you get access to almost 3 years of audios. An hour audio, most of them. She changed the format up here in the last 3 or 4 months, but they have an audio with them, and then they have a discussion where everybody can get on live. She's changed the format here the last 3 or 4 months, and it's one big audio, and the discussion and everything goes on. You have the ability to raise your hand or lower your hand. You have the ability to speak, ask questions, whatever. And Diane pours her vast amount of knowledge down into your brain and teaches you how to think for yourself. So if you click on that button, get on the live call tonight. It's $24.95. It's not going to break the bank. $25 a month. It's a monthly recurring payment that you have to pay, but you get access to almost 3 years. I think October is their anniversary. September or October is their 3-year anniversary. So you got 3 years worth of audios in there, and then every month you have a live mastermind with her. Usually it's on the third Thursday of every month, but this month she had something going on that Thursday, so they postponed it to this coming Thursday, or to this Thursday. So tonight's tonight, and I'm going to be on there live. And I said I was going to cut this short. It's almost quarter till, so I'm going to start wrapping things up. If you want to be successful, you need to start with developing your mindset. Then you want to start, and then there's 5 things you want to do in developing your mindset. You want to get a mentor. You want to find a community that will help you with your problems and stuff. We have a big community called the Workshop Warrior Institute, where you can get your questions answered live in front of a group of people. If you're afraid of being on camera, we'll help you overcome that fear. If you're afraid of doing other things, we'll help you overcome that fear. And the third thing you need to do is starting investing in yourself. Start buying books. Go out and buy a course and learn it, and go out and do it and teach it. Then you need to start investing in your business. Treat your business like a business, not a hobby. Invest in it, and buy the systems, buy the tools that you need, put them in place. Do whatever you need to do to make your business successful. And then the 5th thing is let the system that you're using work for you, like the company system that you're using, and the systems we use as a blog, as a capture page builder. It has you know, free giveaways that we can give, pure profit products that we can give away. Then it has big profit products that we can, well, not give away, but we make money on. So there's a lot of benefits to having a system and letting it work for you. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Use what's there. You have free campaigns that you can give away to get leads. You have small price triple R campaigns that you can give away for anywhere from $7 to $300. Then you have pure products that are anywhere from $199 all the way up to $497. So, and you make commission on all of them. And the great thing about them is you don't have to own the products to sell them. They're there for you to sell, to make money with, to get leads with. That's what the whole system is all about. So if you want to know more about that system, either send me a private message or hit the big yellow button that says, yes, I want in, or yes, let me in, and we'll set up a Zoom and I'll get on live with you and show you the system and answer any questions you have. So the mastermind starts, the Deep Abyss Mastermind starts in about 15 minutes. So I'm going to jump off. That way I can go eat supper real quick before I get on the mastermind. They always get on about 15 minutes early. So it's probably already started without me. So make sure you hit, we have if you hit the yes, let me in button and jump on my team, then you'll have access to the workshop. You can take a $10 test drive for 10 days. I think it's 10 days, 10 days or 14 days, whichever. And you get access to our Workshop Warrior Institute in them 10 days. If you keep your subscription, then you have access to the Workshop Warrior Institute all the time. Monday night, make sure you go over to 24-Hour Marketing Mastermind with Dave Renick, Katie Stage, Pops, and myself. And we put on a good show for you, talking about different topics and stuff like that. Tuesday is Sonia Harris and Maria Ascani doing Marketing System at Work. It's around 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wednesday night is Wisdom Wednesday with Pat Patterson, Dave Sisler, Tandy Davis, Dave Renick, and Katie Stage. And they always put on a great show. And back here next Thursday night to the Jamie Shaw Marketing Show. And I'll have another big, cool topic for you to discuss next week. So come hang out with me and we'll have a good time. Actually, I think next week is the first of the month, so I'll probably have Wonder Woman back on with me because she's on the first of every month. So stay tuned for that. And I'm going to wrap it up. So I will see you all next Thursday night. And if you want some help on mindset, jump on that Deep Abyss call. $24.95 per month. If you get on $24.95, but it's not something that you like, then ask for a refund and cancel. No big deal. If same with you want to jump on my team. Yes, let me in. Take a $10 test drive. After 5 days, you decide it's not for you, then quit. You ask for a refund. You're not gonna hurt my feelings if you ask for a refund of something you can't do or don't want to do, or it just doesn't jive with you. That's fine. But I'm here to help you if you need help. I'm providing the tools for you, point you to what works for me, and hopefully, they'll work for you. So I will see you next Thursday. Jump on that Deep Abyss call and get your mind warped.